Okay, so it is recording. Okay, so we're going to try to make an inspiration board in Photoshop. So let's go pull some images. Let's pull our alien girl again. Do you remember the keyboard shortcut to screenshot an image? Command, Control, Shift, 4. Your cursor should turn into a cross. Click and drag. Okay. Oopsies, that's Illustrator. Let's go to Photoshop. Do you know how to paste it? Command V. Great. There it is. Command V. It's pretty small. So in Photoshop, to resize it, you're going to hit Command T. Yes. That's just like going Edit, Free Transform. Going to Edit, Free Transform takes too long, so we just hit Command T. Okay, so now we want to resize it. I'm going to click and drag the top corner. She's getting distorted. What do I do to keep her from getting distorted?
Shift.
Boom, Shift, correct. Okay, I let go of my mouse, then I let go of Shift. If I'm done, I have to double click. Click, click. There, I'm good. Now I can move it around. It defaults Photoshop with my background layer, which in this case is the color white, since the back of my background layer is just white. And then whenever I paste something, it adds a new layer. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about layers first. So there's one image. Let's add this one. Command, Control, Shift, 4. There's my cross. Click and drag. Photoshop. Command V. Command T. Click, drag, push Shift. Let go of mouse. Let go of Shift. I don't think it'll work if you double click on the artboard. I think you have to double click on your image. Click, click. Move that around. Okay. Now let's say I want this girl in front of her. What do I do?
Move the layer.
Move what?
The layer.
The layer.
You can
Correct.
rearrange the layers.
So this is layer. Yeah. Click and drag the layers. So Photoshop's really different than Illustrator in that respect. Let's say I want to move her. Oh look. Okay. Photoshop's smarter. If you have an older version of Photoshop, it used to not let you move things just because you hover over it. You would have to select the layer to be able to move it. So I'm not sure what version you guys are working on, but the newer one's a little smarter, which is kind of nice.
If you have auto select, like usually there's a little square on top.
Okay.
And so then when you have the arrow, whatever you land on, that's
Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure that's selected. This one, I'm going to try undoing it. Let's try. Yeah, see, it won't let me.
Yeah.
Ah, it's so annoying. So you have to click layer 1. Yeah. So that's great. Thank God. Okay. So that's how you paste and deal with your layers. Okay, so now for you guys, this is our selection tool. It's a lasso. There's 3 of them. Okay. This one, the top one's a little messy. You're kind of just clicking and dragging and hoping you have good control of your mouse. So that's one way to make your clipping mask, if you will. But you can't really go in and change it right now. Only thing. Another option is the polygon, which you just click and then click, 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 click. So you have more options to like really get in there and click. I feel like it's more slower and controlled than the first lasso option.
Which one do you recommend?
Depends what you're doing. Usually I use that one a lot, the one I just showed you, polygonal lasso. I used to really like the magnetic one too. Sometimes I use the magnetic one. So the magnetic one just supposedly naturally kind of follows it. So I'm not clicking at all. I'm just moving my mouse and it's, you know, intelligent enough to know. See, right here it doesn't know. So I should click so I know that, I want this arm, because it's trying to pick up the other person's arm. So it's kind of a combination of the Photoshop doing it, selecting itself, and then if you click, you kind of have some little extra power. But yeah, if you let it, it kind of follows the color. It's not perfect, but that's why you do have the option to click as well. So that's kind of a fun one too. So I would try all 3, see which ones you like. Okay, say I have her selected. I'm happy with my selection. What you have to do is you have to go Select Inverse. Apparently it's Shift Command I. I usually just hit Select Inverse, but there's a keyboard shortcut. So if everything is selected except for that girl, all I have to do is hit delete. Oops, I was on the wrong layer. Didn't work. Command Z. Layer 1. Delete. See that? So that's kind of your clipping mask. It's just making the selection and then inverting it. And then to get it to not be selected anymore, Command D is deselect. I would write down Command D because you'll use it a lot. It's way better than going select, deselect. That takes forever, so just Command D. So same thing with her. You choose which selection tool you like. This is, again, just really for you to have practice using the selection tools and then practice controlling them. Plus, I want you to stick to these selection tools for this project. Oops, I messed up. I did not do a very good job there. Let's try that again. Oh, okay, another trick is, okay, I select it, but I don't want this grass. And I don't want to redo my selection because let's say it took you a really long time. You don't want to deselect it and start over. You can hit Option, and there's a little negative, and then click the same tool, but holding the Option button down on the keyboard, and then anything in your selection will be deselected. See that? Or you can also hit, what's the other one? Is it Control to add more? Or Command? Let me try it. Oh dear.
It's all.
What, Alt? Okay. Oh yes, I just used Alt. Alt and Option on this one are the same key. Let me try that. Oopsies. Not very helpful. Oh, Shift. It's Shift.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But Option is the same.
It's the same on the Mac. Yeah, maybe not for the PC. It's Shift. Okay, so Shift, now I added back the grass. If I hold Alt or Option on this PC, I can do negative. So that's kind of handy for you. And then, of course, you hit Select, Inverse, and Delete. Oh, wrong layer. Delete. Deselect, Command D. Okay. There's that. I don't think you should focus on the magic wand or other tools right now. I think just practice controlling using your lasso tools. One other trick that some people like to do, is, I can't, to go backwards real quick, I know I'm switching subjects, you hit Command Z, but it only lets you do it once. So you can open up the history window, and then you can drag and drop into the trash, the clear. So now I'm back to here, so I'm going to Command D. Wait, oops.
And you can go back to the step that you want to.
Yes.
Like say, for example, it was you were 4 back, and then
Yes.
yeah. I remember.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of handy. Okay. So one trick, if you feel like you want it to look a little smoother around the edges, you can pixelate the edges a little bit. So let's see our image. Oh, I always kind of forget how this is. Sorry, is it filter? Yeah, filter, blur. Is that it? I'm trying to make sure I don't do this right. No, it's select. Let me just select. Okay, modify. Here we go. There it is. Okay. Under select, you modify your selection. You can feather it. I haven't done this in a while. Feather. You have a choice how many pixels you want to do. You can play around with it and see what you think looks best. So I feathered it. Now I'll say select, inverse, delete. Oops, haven't learned my lesson yet. Delete, deselect. So I don't know, it's not a huge difference, but sometimes it just makes it look a little softer and a little bit more pleasing to the eye. So that's a cool trick if you want to play around with that one too, is the select feather. Other than that, that's all I really have for you guys, I think. Yeah. Any questions at all?
So we can use other sources rather than WGSN.
Yeah.
I
would love
found
a
2
multitude.
big ones that I like, but then I want to go and do like bolder prints or bolder, something illustration.
Yes. Multiple sources is what I'm looking for, as long as you're
Okay.
not going, I only like Gap's website. That's my only source information. Like, not good. But yeah, if you look multiple places, that's fine.
And how many pictures would you would like to see when we practice?
Gosh, yeah, that is a tricky question.
Because this one is not the one that we submit for the our theme yet.
Yeah, this is after you figured out your theme. But when you're first looking for photos, I always tell people, like a couple hundred, honestly. Just save, just anything you like. I could easily grab 200 images, probably in like 20 minutes if you just like it and save it. But then after you analyze it, it's different for everybody. Probably like 10 to 20 images, I'm guessing. You would edit it down to your best 10 to 20 that support it. I guess it just depends how well the images support it. We can look at past ones. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video right now.